What's cracking, guys? This is December 4th. This is the Honda recap. I got a bunch of stuff I want to go over and some new channels to discuss, so let's get right into it. Hey guys, what's going on? Another week, another Honda recap. Glad you're here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Some cool stuff happened over the past week, so I kind of want to go over that. If you're new to the recap, this is the Honda recap. I'm your host, Christian Perez. Basically go over what's been going on the week to week here on the YouTube and some Instagram community. I just want to bring everybody together. So, you know, if you had family in town, if you didn't really have time to sit down in front of the computer and catch up on a lot of stuff, hopefully I cover a lot of the main channels that you do watch, and if not, let me know some channels that you watch so that I can cover them in the future. But moving on, let's go ahead and get started. First up, Motor Nubs. This guy I discussed last week was rebuilding his LS Turbo and his DC2 Integra. It is already put back together and it's on the dyno. So really props to you, Brandon. Glad you got everything together. Hopefully it did well on the dyno. I don't want to give anything away, so if you don't watch, definitely go check out what's going on his channel because it's doing really well. And he knocked this out in like a week and still had time to edit. So, I mean, all you guys out there creating content, you understand that it's a hassle, you know, to try to do that. But at the same time, props to you, dude. Glad everything got together. Next up, Vasile Garage. Really awesome channel. I'm sure a lot of you know him, but he was starting a right-hand drive K-Series Integra build. This is quite a daunting task, and he's doing everything by himself. Luckily, he's got a really organized garage and a lift, so that does help. He just released video 1 of the teardown, looking great. Basically was completely running, backed it into the garage, put it up on the lift. Now it's just a shell. No motor, and he's doing everything step by step. The greatest thing about this channel is if you follow him on Instagram, he's actually live streaming in real time a lot of the stuff that he's working on. So if you saw his intro video of like, hey, this is what we're going to do, we're going to K-swap this Integra, and then you watch the first video for that, which is basically him taking everything apart. Looks like it happened really quick, but it did. Past 2 or 3 days on Instagram Live, if you watch it, he just has his phone in portrait mode and you watch him completely work. And whenever he looks at the camera, if you actually have questions, he's definitely answering them. So props to you, man. It's really, I've really enjoyed just sitting down and watching you. You know, I stop and I go back in and I go about doing my life stuff, and then I come back and you're still working on it live, and I just kind of hop in. It's really cool. His kids get involved, talk to you in front of the camera, and then he has to like move them out of the way sometimes and then keep working. And guy's got 3 kids and he's still finding time to work on the car. That's props because you're putting in a lot of work, man. So good job. Go ahead and watch the live stream on Instagram because the videos on YouTube do come out a little later. So if you want to keep up real time, Instagram's the way to go. Here we go, another guy from last week, Deadbeat Garage. This guy actually has a friend putting a 2JZ into a Civic. This is literally happening. It's so crazy. The guy has a completely gutted Civic. He's got the motor in. He's got mounts put in. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. But I honestly have never seen a 2J in a Civic. You see 2Js everywhere, but I've never seen a Civic. So I'm really looking forward to that guy. I actually couldn't find his Instagram or his YouTube, but I'm pretty sure if you hit up, you know, the channel and be like, yo, do you need to get your friend on YouTube? He'll probably bug him enough to start making some videos because I think it's something people want to see. You just don't see rear-wheel drive Hondas that often. They're starting to happen a lot more, but you don't see them that much, but you never see a 2J in a Civic. So thank you for deciding like, I gotta put this on my channel, because you did, man. Thanks for that. Alright guys, now let's get into some new channels that I've been getting into, super juiced for. I'm going to start it off at the top. Parker Brothers. They got a new video that just came out. They post weekly, and it's an array of stuff. You know, they have the love for Honda, fishing, car shows, new parts. So it's a collective of everything that we like to see and they enjoy. It's pretty interesting to see the common similarities between Honda people or car people and other hobbies. I seem to think that as long as you can tinker in your other hobbies, cars and those kind of hobbies always go together. Me personally, I like cars. I like reef tanks. I like other random stuff that you have to constantly mess with. So I just see the similarity. But anyways, Parker Brothers, really cool group of guys. They like to hang out, do car stuff, and a lot of other fishing videos. They post once a week. The quality is great. The content is awesome, and I really enjoy their latest video where they showed the 22-year difference between a CRX with a K-Series in it, so not quite stock, but very, very well-bit K-Series, and a beautiful CRZ. If you guys know, the CRZ is definitely in the CRX lineage. Really awesome to check out. So with that said, definitely go check out this video. Check out this channel. I look forward to it every week now. I caught up on a lot of stuff. I love what you guys are doing. Next up, Charlie Mach, one of the guys from the Boosted Boys. It definitely went off, and now he has his own channel. Obviously, he also had a Waggle van, Boosted. That was a big thing starting that channel. He still has that. He's putting in work in it. And towards the end, before he was no longer on the Boosted Boys, he got a B18 and he had a Geo Metro hatchback that he actually turboed as well. It's like a 3-cylinder little turbo project. Was actually pretty cool. It's pretty funny to watch him build it. He gutted it, and then he wanted to put the B18 in the Geo. Pretty funny, really enjoy seeing it, really hope to see it in the future. His latest video actually has him working on it, so if you were a fan of the Boosted Boys and you like those guys, I would definitely suggest checking out Charlie Mach. All the info below, but he is starting to work on it, so I'm really juiced about that, and I'm also really juiced about his other project, the old little Honda. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hit up that channel. Next up, highly recommended. Hasn't updated his YouTube channel in a while, but he's much bigger on Instagram, but I'm really looking forward to what he's trying to do on YouTube, and that's GhostBoyAkai. Old drag guy, has a lot of knowledge, has a beautiful 93 K-Series red and carbon EG hatch. Definitely big in the drag scene. Has much big plans, full front carbon, brand new beautiful red paint, and what he's trying to do is describe what he actually built the car for and how he did it. A lot of how suspension works, aero works, his thought process on how to use those two for drag racing and just car building in general. Like I said, he's been in the game a really, really long time. His knowledge runs really deep. And, you know, if you follow him on Instagram, his YouTube channel is going to be that much better because just him talking is going to be very informative, and there's just a lot of info that I hope he can get out of his brain and get out in front of a camera because, like I said, talking is the fastest way we can get knowledge between communities. So I'm really looking forward to his channel. He's got 3 videos out now. I suggest hitting up his channel and being like, yo, Honda Vlog said to keep posting because, I mean, I think we all need to hear what he's got going on, and I think what he's planning on doing is really special. So thank you for doing what you're doing, and awesome Instagram account, awesome YouTube channel. Glad everyone told me, hey, you need to go check this guy out. Next up, Hondas of the South, another channel that was like, hey, Christian, go check this guy out. There's a group, or guys out, sorry. There's a group of guys in the UK. They have a bunch of cars, just another collective group of friends, all love Hondas, and they just post videos about what they're working on, shows they're going to, their friends' cars, them hanging out, and that's what I really love to see. I love to see the community coming together. I love the community just hanging out and sharing knowledge and the love, and then deciding, you know what, I want to make a cool video for this guy's car, I want to make a cool video for this guy's car, I just bought some new parts. So Hondas of the South, another great channel. I need to catch up on a lot more of it. They don't post too frequently, but they're starting to post a lot more now, so I'm really juiced about that. I got a lot of content to catch up there. Next up, SketchyDA, Wyatt. This guy is another guy from Colorado, hung out with the Boosted Boys, Suicide CRX, and Kyle from the Boosted Boys, and Hayden, of course. Well, actually, he's Suicide CRX. But you probably see him a lot there. You've probably seen him in other videos at PFI. He has a B-Series Turbo DA. Not many people are building DAs, and he does a lot more than just build the DAs. Currently, he's making an intake manifold. He's a great fabricator, and he shows you kind of what he goes on and doing that. So I really support the channel. I really support what you're doing, man, and I love that you're building a DA. I'll be honest with you, not many people are building DAs. They're getting a lot older. That doesn't mean we don't want to build them, but like, you have to love that era. You're in the EF era, you know. A lot of people lean towards the DC2. They want to go JDM front, but they have their similarities, and I love the 80s square angles and everything like that. So I really enjoy the fact that you're building a DA and you show all your fabrication and all the stuff that you do. If you haven't checked out Wyatt and SketchyDA, I suggest you do that. There's a lot of good info there, and I like seeing people fabricate and weld and try to like get themselves out of sticky situations, and that DA makes a lot of power. You can go ahead and check out how much he made on the dyno. It's only a couple videos back. for the YouTube world, it is Illiminate. I don't really think they need an introduction, but they did start out with S2000s. They have an FA5, a Prelude. They're here, local guys in the South Bay, San Jose. Illiminate as a brand, Illiminate as a channel. Savage, you've probably seen that written on people's hoodies and hats and license plate frames. Really cool guys. Randy Trong, Thomas, Kevin, a bunch of random guys. They all live together. I don't know exactly who all lives in the house. They all hang out a lot. But they have a lot of great content, they have a great brand, and they support the Honda community as much as anybody else here in the Bay Area, so I really, really love what they're doing. They've gotten into drifting, at least Randy has gotten into drifting. He's bought a few S chassis recently, so that's really cool. I see a lot of other guys in the Honda world wanting to do that just because going sideways seems like the fun thing to do, and it totally is. I can't deny that. They recently made a deal with NRG, and they got custom Illiminate NRG steering wheels for all the groups, so that was a great video to watch. Really love that. So I love what you guys are doing. Do me a favor, care more about that S2000, man. I know you just got new wheels, but I mean, come on, it's the S2000. Let's get back towards the Hondas. Just kidding, man. I love what you're doing. Last up, big shout out to DimSumProductions. Chris from DimSumProductions, a cool guy running with a cool crew here. Midnight Rain. There's a lot of cars in their group. Definitely Bay Area guys, but DimSumProduction is going out of his way to make some high quality content. He's featuring different cars from different guys, whoever's down to have their video shot. This guy has taken the time to collect some of the highest quality production gear he can, and he's definitely put it to use. If you look up on the channel, he's got other cars aside from Honda's 350Z or 370Z, I'm not sure. RSX, FA5, FD2 converted. It's a really great channel. If you're looking to have your car shot and you're here in the Bay Area, definitely hit him up. Really cool guy. He would absolutely roll out, make a beautiful video for you, and I really love to see this guy grow. Recently, he's been hitting up a lot of the Bay Area meets like Shakai and the Inspire meet that was not too long ago, making beautiful videos there. I really support Chris, and I really support what he's doing, and I love to see him grow, and just the effort that he's putting into these videos is great. They're high quality, and I know for a fact that it isn't easy doing what he's doing, so man, I give you a lot of love and a lot of support, and I hope great things happen for you in the future, man, because you're putting a lot of work. Next up, we're moving to Instagram. This guy I've talked about in the past, so I wanted to give you guys a little update, and that is the Rub Doctor and his NSX. He talked to the engine builder and found out that he spun a rod. The crank seems to be all right, so that's really good because finding, an NSX crank will get pricey and is getting really rare. So everything else looks pretty well sorted, so hopefully a good speedy recovery. We get the NSX up by early next year, or maybe this month. That's kind of hoping, but early next year, I'm absolutely sure it'll be back on the road. So props to you, man. I know you were worried. We were all worried, but NSX is going to be fine. Luckily, you felt like you shouldn't drive it anymore when you stopped driving it. So good job. Glad it's going to be back on the road. Next up, we got Alexander Soul. This is a track black Del Sol. He has a lot of work in this car and a lot of work he's done himself. He's got a lot of rigidity built into the sole, which you kind of need, especially if you take the top off. The sole takes the whole top off the car, and then you just got these two separate things, so trying to bring it all together. Definitely a cool car on Instagram to check out. He tracks it. He's a good guy. He puts a lot of effort and quality stuff into his vehicle, and I love the fact that he's doing everything by hand, so props to you, dude. Really love your car, and I love the fact that it's always on the track. We got Z8137, Zach. He's got a couple Del Sols. This guy's on Instagram. I don't think he's on YouTube, but I wish he would be. He loves the Del Sol. And like we all do, but this guy loves them, and I much appreciate that. He's put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into his current one. He's got NSX front brakes. He's just building projector retrofits for the Del Sol, because I'll tell you what, the stock headlights aren't doing the job, so projectors are definitely going to help you out there. But he's got a lot of love. He puts a lot of effort. He's constantly putting up pictures of what he's doing, and I can't ask for more, man. I love what you're doing for the Soul community, and I want to see your Del Sol live on. I know you have a couple other ones, so I know as soon as he's done with one, he's going to move on to another, so I'm really juiced to see the progression of every build you have going. Next up, we got Brandon Lee, MF_Lee. He's a local guy here, photographer, trying to grow, has great camera skills. He's like tons of events. Recently, he went to Laguna, took tons of pictures. He has them up on his Instagram. I really love his eye. I really love what he's doing there. Every photo is coming out choicey. Big fan of Hondas, and you can tell in his pictures, so would love to see you grow. Also, I love the fact that your pictures have a lot of NSXs and a lot of S2000s and any other thing that hits the track. Again, I'll put all his information below. He's got some wonderful pictures and track footage, and he's constantly at different events here in the Bay Area, so that's always a plus. Last but not least, we got Midnight Marathon. Esteban Juan Carlos. He's got a beautiful ES1 Civic sedan that is a 7th gen Civic. You do not see these built. You do not see these really built to the caliber that he's trying. Full battle arrow basically going on here. Track Civic, it's just gorgeous. And again, you don't see these, and I'm really happy that he took a vehicle that kind of gets passed over, and he put a lot of love, he put a lot of care into it, and he's constantly updating his Instagram, and he's constantly making his build better by the day. So props to you. I feel like more people need to see your car, just because it's one-off. In my opinion, it's one-off, but I'm really happy to know that you're taking care of this generation. It needs more love, and I'm glad that you're giving it to it. Alright guys, that wraps up this week. Had a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover, but a lot of stuff that's happened in the past week. If this is the first recap you're watching, this is episode 4. Feel free and go back to number 1 and 2 and 3 and check out the other channels that I've talked about. I want to start, recapping some people that I've already talked about and updating on what they've been doing, and also try to bring in some new channels. So as always, in the comments, let me know who I should check out. Let me know who needs to be talked about. Let me know on Instagram who you follow. I'd love to hear more about those people. Thank you again for supporting this. Thank you again for coming back for another week. Make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss it out. Monday nights at 8, the Honda Recap with me, Christian, aka Honda Vlogs. Follow me on Instagram, and I can't wait to meet up with you guys next week. Peace.